I think this is a similar strat that is happening with Blacklist, but it's just not Blacklist and Iconic. But unfortunately, they're just not getting the right placement. So let's talk about one of your current teams that you're following, Archer. Blacklist. They've been getting not a lot of points. So if we look at the point distribution from the from the first round, it's 5, 15, 1. 2 and then 13. They're just not surviving up until the end, which is the direct opposite of what we saw them yesterday. So if we're talking about finding the balance, I'm just not seeing the balance. What do you think? Are they being over aggressive now?
I think they again, I like their aggressiveness, but they have to find the sweet spot that they have to keep all their players alive at the very end. But I think they're really capable of it. I really believe so. And as long as they cannot fix that balance of being aggressive and still being playing smart, they would still be picked off. But if they do find it, they will end up and take that chicken dinner.
Yeah, the chicken dinners have been like just absolutely beautiful to watch. Like every single time we get into the last circle, it's been a very tactical battle. Whether it's and I have to point this out. You mentioned Blacklist Gaming. They actually were able to secure the top parts of every single circle, but unfortunately they weren't doing that well. One big thing I do want to point out is RRQ. They haven't been doing that well throughout these past few days, but they actually recently changed strategy. Throughout the whole day, it's RRQ who has been taking control of the outside of the circle. They've been playing edge of the circle and then slowly going in. In this past round, the best round that they've played, they actually went straight to the middle early on, held it, and they actually lost 2 members. But despite losing 2 members, were able to hold on and still secure a lot of points for their team. So RRQ doing really well in that last round. Nikki, do you think that this is they should stick to this strategy of maybe holding into the middle of the site, into the circle rather?
For me, it would be amazing if they keep that smart strats. But early on, as you said, when they went in the very middle of the circle, they lost members. But I think they really need to pace themselves and stay with the outside circle kings and just go in for the prey as the other teams are trying to go in. Because the past tactic they go in early, it's not working for them now. But right now, the going and staying outside works for them. I think they should stick to that.
Yeah, so for me, when RRQ, I think they're sort of changing their strategy, and it seems to be kind of working. This is the round that they got the most points. So if you take a look at the score distribution, in this round alone, in round number 5, they got 15 placement points and 7 kills, all right? 22. That's 22. I did the mental math. I'm really bad at that. But 22 points just for that one round. And that's amazing. So that's from changing their playstyle a little bit. And I think this might have to do with the fact that people are sort of reading into their playstyle and not expecting a team like RRQ to be dead in the center, which I think a lot of top-level teams, so if you study a lot of top-level teams, especially like in the scene in India, in the scene in Indonesia and Thailand, a lot of the top teams like to go play center. So maybe this is something that they should start exploring. Same thing with Myth. I don't know if you've noticed, but Myth, they have not been playing center of circle for, I think, every single game. But that's because the distribution of all the teams have been sort of around the edge. Archer, let me ask you real quick. Why do you think all these teams currently, they're playing around the edges? How does this make you feel? Do you think more players need to play center?
I agree. For me, people need to go to center really quickly and soon as possible, as lots of teams, as you said, lots of teams are just waiting at the edge. Like, people are taking advantage, teams are taking advantage of gatekeeping players from coming in, and I think that's a way to get points easily on their end. But for some, it's not really working, but some are really touching the magic on that and taking advantage of it.
Yeah, I think the overall atmosphere is really changing in terms of the tournament. And Nikki, you've seen this, right? People have been playing so passively for the preliminaries, but it seems like now everybody wants to go tooth and nail to fight, and everybody's playing outer edges of the circle.
Yeah.
So I feel like what we need to see coming into the next game, into game number 6, back into, especially in a map like Miramar, where there's just so much open field, and then there's kind of a lot of ridges anyway, and it's just very few compounds to hide in. You need to be able to secure that center of the circle. The gatekeeping is effective, but it's not so effective that you can fend off like maybe 3 or 4 squads at the same time. That's what we saw with RQ earlier when they failed to hold the bridge on Sandhawk. So I feel like maybe coming into Miramar, teams need to start playing into the center more. Nikki, what do you think?
I would agree with you on that because knowing the slopes and how open the area is, and like what we saw during the round 2, which is also Miramar map, that is how the other teams utilize the map. They tend to go inside the circle prior to the closing of the circle, and then situate themselves in a good location as to where they can scout and snipe or scope enemies that are gonna go inside it.
All right, but here we are. Now we're going to go straight into the game itself. But before we do it, I'm going to get your quick predictions. Let's start with you, Archer. Give me one team and one quick reason why.
I'm going with Blacklist. Blacklist are pretty dominant in Miramar, and I think they have gained their composure, and I think they're gonna take this chicken home today to Philippines.
All right, what about you, Nikki? Give me a team, real quick predictions before we dive into the game.
Knowing that they have to go inside the circle and situate themselves, I'm gonna go for Spider-Man's team, God Gaming.
All right, and for me, my prediction here, I'm gonna go back and say I think Radiants are going to have a good game, but I think DRANIX are going to have an even better one. So that's it for me. Again, I'm Illustrato, and I'm going to leave you guys in the very capable hands of Archer and Nikki here in Miramar. All yours, guys.
Thank you so much, Illustrado. And we're back, your shoutcasters for today, for the last game of the Razer C tournament. Razer C Invitational 2020. I'm Archer Perez and I'm with Nikki. And as you've seen while we're discussing, there's a good confrontation with Blacklist International. They're both 2-man down. What are your thoughts on that, Nikki?
It's too soon. It's quite too soon for this team to be, eliminating 2 of their members, and that is 2 members less. It's really a disadvantage for them. At this very point, you don't want to be losing your members, which is really sad for Blacklist International at this very moment. But we are watching DRANIX here. I think they're having confrontation too.
We saw just their killer downing one, but he gets traded off. There's a one-on-one situation on Blacklist International. Actually, my prediction earlier, my assessment was they can't keep their team intact at the very end. That's the downside of Blacklist International. But let's see if they can pull through as it's a one-on-one situation on their end.
It's gonna be really hard for them right now, and let's try to look at Iconic here. We've seen how Iconic keeps on going for the edges of the circle and eventually being taken and eliminated off. I want to see them really step up their game, and I'm really happy to see that they're complete right now. 4-man squad. They've been, battling it with the trio. It's really hard for them.
Yeah, it's really hard for them, and it's gonna be difficult, especially when the numbers game coming in, and having 4 angles is obviously better than having 3 angles. So it's gonna really play a part when we're talking about the firefight.
And since this map is very open, now we're watching ROADFIAT. Again, this is the final map for today. We still have 6 maps to be played for tomorrow, and that's gonna be the finals. Second phase, Archer. Let's talk about Myth.
Myth right now is they need to get their stuff together, as they were the top dogs from the previous year. As we recall, they're really dominating everyone they see. They have this invisible force field that negates everyone from entering, but right now they're getting somewhat, I don't want to say bullied, but everyone's reading them like a book. Like everyone's reading them like a book. Like everyone knows how they move, how they how they strategize, how they flank, and it's not paying off for Myth. So how about you? How do you think that Myth can have a U-turn and bounce back for this tournament?
Before I talk about that, it's very risky for IC to be going for this loot high reward, because we know that there are members from Myth that is gonna flank in Icy here, and somehow I know that Icy knows that too. So she's gonna be he's gonna run for it towards his members, his teammates. Yeah, talking about Myth here. Maybe I'm sure that it also has a huge pressure for Myth. It has a lot of pressure. It puts a lot of pressure on them because everyone's just expecting a lot from them.
True. Especially when they came up top, having crazy points. I guess people has all their eyes on them. They're the top dog to beat, and everyone just gunning for them. Like Ilustrado said, they placed a huge target on their back, and actually some teams just played safe from the earlier days, and they're popping off right now. I guess some teams are just studying how people move.
And they were able to study it well, as what you said. They are able to read the tactics and strategy of Myth like a book here, but Rocky here being really cautious and not revealing his location. He knows where red team is at. I mean, VGM rather. It's Tom, Bensu, and the rest of VGM.
Right now, everyone's just holding their area, and again, I'm not so sure if Blacklist International was taken out first here. We have 15 teams left, and my prediction,
their members are already out.
yeah, if that's the case, I have lost my prediction because I want to just justify my prediction earlier. They are dominant in Miramar. They keep landing the last circles there. As we can see, the second game of our match, they landed second as they were fighting a Myth and I forgot the other team who got the chicken dinner. They were at the
no, not YG Days.
Yeah, as with that, I really thought they had the chance. I really believe they had the chance. They can't just keep their team together. That's the problem.
DRANIX.
Yeah, DRANIX. And there you have it. I guess they got taken out very early on. And again, I agree with you, Nikki, that it was pretty early to engage that hard in this game.
Which is really sad, but now we are watching MTX here trying to get a good snipe with MYIC, but not really engaging in because it's not yet time to be doing that. And looking at the circle here, they already are inside the circle, which is really nice. We can see the dispersion of our players here at the map. But I see, whoa, there you have it. The shot that we've been waiting for has been given, and it's a clean shot. Knowing that Icy is far from his teammates, will they be able to revive him?
That's gonna be dangerous for anyone to revive, but if they're bold enough, they would put up car covers and try to save their teammate. But right now, MTX is having good coverage on that wide area, and it's an open field, so it's gonna be easy pickings for anyone just to be taken down if they do try to save their teammate.
Fortune trying to force his way into that very area, trying to flank here. We can see maybe, will they be? I think they are. They'll be forcing it, Archer. They'll be forcing.
This is gonna be interesting to see.
Here we go.
Oh, they're going for the loot. They're going for the loot.
It's
and right now, Myth just holding down. Will we see a bounce back game from Myth as they are trying to cling on to that top spot they had very early on in this invitational. Let's see if they can bounce back.
All right, we are watching DRANIX here. They've given us a quite good place all throughout the maps that we've been seeing. Another skirmish probably between DRANIX here and IMP.
And it's really interesting to see that it's going to be a compound versus terrain matchup, and anything can go down, especially if one is downed. It could mean aggression for the opposing team.
Cabo and Vex here trying to get a cover of their teammates. I think the other teammates will be flanking if ever, since this is a good spot for Vex and Cabo.
And it's actually a good thing for IMP here that they know the prey is there, but they just have to find an angle for them.
throwing in shots right now, but Nasty, they can't really get a good location on how they gonna flank this because Cez and the others, MOZZAD, also are guarding possible areas and locations that this team will be flanking in.
And we're gonna just see this stalemate yet again. But as you can see, Nasty is trying to move in slowly but surely into the claws of DRANIX. This is very courageous. And you can see two IMP members are in vehicles
they are
trying to move to the
moving now.
right side. Let's see. Oh, they're
Here we
moving in
go.
hard. They're going for the aggression. They
Nice.
want the blood. They're not gonna back off and just sit around. They want a battle.
And here we go. We are watching Cez here. But on the other hand, Cabo here throwing in deployables. They are rushing in now. Grenades has been deployed here. Switching on with that AR flanking to the right side. Vex on the left. Let's see how they gonna do this. Vex trying to look for the enemies. They are not successful. Nasty! Nasty is down. No, taking in just some damage there. I think they kinda weren't successful. A bit unsuccessful on that flank though.
Yeah, and we're entering another stalemate, but closer. This is more dangerous on both sides. Anything can go down. Even just one guy being downed can mean pure full-on aggression from the other side. So let's see who would make a mistake, peek out, and get a bullet between their eyes.
Okay, as we can see here, the situation here, DRANIX is UCUP is taking in some damage. Painkiller used now. Energy drink there. Vex here.
Vex. Very hungry, very thirsty for blood, but he's getting shot. Getting into prone, trying to move around. He doesn't know where the shot is coming from.
Actually,
And CRYZEN putting in some bullets to them.
Yes, trying to flank hard here at the right side. They know that they have the advantage now, knowing that Vex and the rest of the gang is already low on health. But still, I'm looking for that follow-up. Vex here throwing in smoke maybe. You see there, it's 2-person coming from DRANIX and 2-person here at the left side. So if ever they'll be sandwiched or eliminated, they still have 2 players.
Nasty going in hard from the that side, but he's alone there. They have 2 people in that compound, and I like one IMP is at the very top having coverage. He's being the overwatch, checking out for his teammates, giving information left and right. And right now, they see Nasty going in. They're calling in CRYZEN. Everyone from DRANIX is uniting and making that place a foothold that they're not gonna get pushed hard.
Is Red gonna join the party? We're not so sure about that. Anyway, let's go back here.
There you go.
Oh no, Cavo and Vex, they have the cover. So if ever CRYZEN and the rest of DRANIX will take the game outside of this very building, Vex and Cabo will still be able to cover up for this for his friends or players.
As they say,
Nasty and CRYZEN, will they be able to be colliding with one another though?
it's actually as they say, don't push a base unless you have throwables to flush them out, because it's a trap. They'll be holding angles right now. They'll be holding good positions. Yes, you're actually walking into the trap. So right now they need to flush out DRANIX if they want to really commit to this.
Yeah, and somehow, oh no, someone is down. Someone is down coming from team 11 though.
And you can see they're still in the stalemate.
It's taking too long. This battle between IMP and DRANIX is really taking too long. It's taking its toll, and other teams might really indulge in as well.
Yeah, if they keep hearing shots, they might actually join in. Nasty in danger, going into 50 health. And I like how DRANIX is just holding their traps. We're not gonna move an inch. If you want to get us, go here to us, and we're gonna bring the fight to you.
Yes, they are now engaging, but I somehow feel that IMP here has overcommitted. They've overcommitted. They cannot back down any longer.
And I like CRYZEN here. The 3 people just holding down the compound, but CRYZEN is just flanking away. And let's see if it would be fruitful for them. I like how DRANIX is just holding this area. They're holding.
It's
They have
also
good
not
sides.
looking good for them. It's like they're trapped inside the house. It's like, they're like mice trapped inside this very area
For
and
me,
just waiting for the predators to be hunting the prey.
I think it's the latter. I think DRANIX is actually setting the trap. They're not gonna
Ooh.
go out. They're not gonna go out. If Team 11, if IMP goes in, that's gonna be costful for them. They have two scouts. We have Cabo and CRYZEN just outside, not entering the fray. So whatever happens, they're gonna be okay. But I like how DRANIX is just holding down the fort. They're not peeking windows. They're waiting at the entrances. So if IMP wants to commit, it's gonna be a bloodbath for them as DRANIX is holding already good angles.
Look at how he's flanking and proning like that so that he'll be able to get, at their backs. Trying to get at their backs, and hopefully Cabo will be able
fighting.
to
They're
know where
fighting.
CRYZEN is at.
CRYZEN
Yeah.
right now in trouble with 25% of his health. Now CRYZEN healing up, would try to re-engage maybe, but he's not fighting with Team 11 here. He's fighting with another team from the downside. He needs to decide right now if he's gonna flank and support. Now
He's taking damage.
He's taking too much time. He's taking too much time. Now he's open to the Team 9. He's open to Team 9. He is in the middle of something that he needs to get out of.
Yeah, we have missed there. We have other red. Okay, there'll be sandwich. It's gonna be 4 teams. Oh, YG Day is gonna join the party as well. This is a 5-man battle.
And
Look at
like
that.
you said, it's taking too long and people are listening in and they're gonna indulge and enjoy and join that fight.
Too long, overcommitting. What's gonna be the conclusion of this engagement? It's they committed so much that they can no longer back down and disengage.
Yeah. And right now, I just commend the patience of DRANIX there that they're not gonna move. We're not gonna move. If you want to kill us, you have to go in.
Go
But
in.
if they go in, they have the good angles already. So it's gonna be dangerous for IMP as well to go in, as they do not have any deployables to throw inside of that building.
Oh, this is really nice for Myth, as they are inside the circle at the edge of it. And maybe they are gonna get a really good spot for now, but they might be colliding with MY and RG while they're moving.
And I guess from the long stalemate as well, they're gonna be forced to move because our circle is now closing in. And look at that circle. Talk about open spaces. There's nowhere to hide in that area. Nowhere. Maybe that compound in the near middle, but that's it. That's it. There's nowhere to go from that point.
I think MTX was able to kill RRQ.
Ooh. That would be interesting. And there you go, RRQ.
There you go. MTX and RRQ.
They got EARNNY there. That's a good takedown. And MTX is converging in on RRQ. And the circle is closing in.
Not looking good for RRQ, as the other players are away from G9 here, and MTX knows that for a fact. So it would be really, okay, there you have it. 3-man from MTX are pushing. Yes.
Pushing hard. The commitment is strong. And G9 is
G9
struggling.
knows that.
G9 is squirming. He's running. He's in danger. He's a wounded animal, and the prey is on the prowl. He's trying to run away. He's trying to save his life. Now hiding in prone. That was a good run, but would he get out of this? Two of his
I think the
teammates
other
is far away.
teammates, yeah, D2 and the rest of RRQ, they won't engage in. It's really disadvantageous for them.
Oh my god, a good scout for MTX. There he's giving info. He didn't join a charge. He was giving info for their team. That was really smart for MTX.
But too late for RRQ to be joining, for Senior to be joining that skirmish, as G9 has already been down. So it's gonna be D2E and Senior for his team.
Yeah. And
I think he wants revenge. I think he wants revenge. I mean, look at that position, that very area.
He's looking down. He wants revenge.
Kinda looking for revenge.
Let's see if he can pull it off and avenge his teammate.
On the other hand, we have here RG. We are left with 47 teams, 14 players that is. And they are at the middle, at the heart of this very circle.
And again, we have noticed
Yeah.
being in the middle can be very beneficial if you held it good. And let's see if they can hold down the fort as RG Radiance Gaming is right in the middle.
Now, they have a really good sight of myth there, and looking at the map now, I wonder
Oh
where
my
DRANIX,
god.
and we have DRANIX and Imp, right? Impunity. I think Impunity was able to get away with that.
I think they
Wiping
managed to
DRANIX.
wipe out DRANIX there as the circle
Oh.
closes down. I guess the trappers were forced to go out and IMP was just waiting for them. And the next circle is no cover at all. And you see Red Rocket Rocky is being taken down. IMP is just there. They're trying to win this edge of the circle. The good firefights can be zoom in. Capo, good shots coming in for Capo. Two guys are down. Teddy Boy left alone with 25% of the health. Capo is low on health, trying to fit in that first aid. Would he make it?
No.
And he doesn't. IMP Vex goes down. Red flat. Now, learning that his teammates are down, trying to go there as soon as possible as his team, both of them are completely down.
Yes, we are now watching Red here, Teddy Boy and the rest of his team. They were able to survive that clash. And now we are seeing these teams emerging inside the circle. And what I've told you guys earlier, that I am actually, GPY Spider-Man, I'm gonna talk about this team. I wanna see them to be at the last circle, but it's not looking good as Superman is already out in the running and Batman is already down as well. Spider-Man will be using your deployable so that he'll be able to aid Batman. Let's see what's gonna happen.
Now smokes are pop, as you said, and they'll try their best to save their teammate, but Team 9 is just breathing down their necks right now. And as you can see, he's trying to crawl in to his teammates
Come here,
and
buddy.
manages to do it. Yeah, come here, buddy. We need to get you up. We need you. And Spider-Man trying to
give me
clear the
number.
perimeter as Assassin is getting him up.
Nice save coming from Assassin and Spider-Man there as they barely made it inside the circle. But do note that Team 3 is pushing here at the right
Oh
side.
my
And Team
God.
number 9 is also out there, and that is YG Deus.
This is crazy. 36 players in that next circle. That space would not be enough right now.
Cow
Myth is
is down.
spraying down Cow. And Myth is still complete. They want to bounce back, but beside them, they have Team 13 right beside them. And also, just spraying down of two teams. They're not gonna just challenge one. They're gonna challenge two teams. But can they handle? And they're putting the huge pressure on 13, and the circle will take down one PONDZ. Yeah,
Yes.
the circle is
Oh,
too
there you
strong.
have it.
Oh,
Circle
they
is
got
too
me
strong.
occupied.
Exactly, partner. Circle is too strong. They have to go inside the circle or they won't survive that unforgiving circle. And we are seeing deaths here and there. We're watching RG Cow and the rest of RG here trying to survive. Still having a skirmish with two teams, I guess. And oh no, Hans is down. Then X trying to get that save. Will he be able to save his teammates? We have MTX, GPY, VGM. Oh, Red is down because of the play zone. He is outside the play zone. Mid Ponsai will go down for good now.
It's a good thing that Myth only manages to get out of there unscathed, but one guy down. But they're really
Assassin.
trapped right now by two teams, by RG and Team 13. Look at the circle. There's nowhere to hide. You need to be on top of the mountain to win this. Now they're trying to get the full team back, but I think it's too late for one player for Myth. Let's see if they can bounce back.
Oh no, it's just
GPY!
Assassin. Oh no, Assassin's gonna go down. No more GPY, the final circle. Okay, predictions has been destroyed now.
Yeah, 14 seconds, 13 seconds. They need to heal up. They need to move now. As you can see, one team is already there. Team 14 is already there. RG just holding down the fort at the middle, and it's gonna be a bloodbath. Right now, the circle is closing. The circle will hurt you so bad that you would cry. It's gonna be painful, and they have to move real quick. Oh, they managed to make a full team. Myth managed to make a full team, but they are gatekeeped. They're gatekeeped. They cannot go inside anymore. They're trapped. They're gonna get wiped out by RG. There's no way to win that. And there you go. Myth goes out of the game.
Resurgence Gaming, Ilustrado, how dare you?
He knows his
Nostradamus.
stuff. He is the true Nostradamus. He's our host, knows what's gonna happen, and they
No,
have the
let's not
circle
jinx
right
it.
now.
Let's not jinx it, partner. Anyways, we have here 4 teams, as we can see. N9, RG, Iconic, FTX. Is it Blanks the only sole
Yeah.
survivor for Iconic?
Yes.
It's not looking good having MTX all around him, but Nim Game is gonna go down. RG then X will get that clean. Oh. Porter is down.
RG. Okay, RG1 is down, but Blank's not going down without a fight. But now his location has been revealed. Iconic Blanks takes one guy from MTX, now throwing some troubles. They don't know that the Blanks is alone there. He gets taken out by a grenade. But we have 3 teams left. MTX, MG, and N9. N9 having 2 players left. And actually, the advantage here is with RG. They have to go in now. RG has set a perimeter.
Circle. I mean, look at that circle.
You have to go in.
How? Resurgence Gaming, how can you manage to get kills and, predict, they're out in the open. NX is not connecting though. MTX trying to be quite frustrated throwing in deployables there because it's out in the open. Gotsy will be healed on the other hand here.
It's gonna be not enough though. As he gets his teammate up, he needs to heal up and prepare to fight with RG. And I think it would not be enough as RG. Oh, I take that back. Gay with a headshot there, taking the fight to them. But Gay still fighting on against RG. RG is now sandwiched. MTX with 2 man alive, pushing in hard with smokes, pushing in hard with aggression as RG trying to regroup, trying to heal up, and everyone is in a stalemate yet again.
Everyone is healing up, patching themselves up, but let's go for another round of skirmish here as FTX will be pushing for this kill. I mean, look at that. It's gonna be a 3v4 battle, and FTX here has the advantage. Oh no, there you have it.
Well, Gay is down, and there's a flank on the right side. Cow would be facing that, and 3 on the one more guy, and MTX is left alone. You are spotted, my friend. Here comes the rain, here comes the terror. RG is pushing hard, but they were not gonna go down without a fight, throwing down the nades, but he got flagged. We didn't see it on the end cam, but he got flagged, and RG takes the chicken dinner for our last game. Ha.
15 kills. That's 15 placement points, 30 points. 12 kills plus 20 points, 32. Whoa! What a game, Archer.
I guess let's call Nostradamus. What a game!
Call him.
Nostradamus, come here. What?
Well, I'd like to say that I'm 50% right. I said DRANIX would do well as well, but they got knocked out early. I am still happy that my prediction came true. RG doing fantastic. I want to point out a couple things just to start this off. First